together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we say making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
All right. Apparently, Nick has having some technical difficulties. So, hello, guys, and welcome back to the Earle Sports Bet Show. Timothy Earle will be joined here by Nick momentarily. I never clicked the intro. It is what it is. It's kind of a scuff start to the setup, but we'll make it through. Before we jump into today's card, because we have a bunch of baseball to talk about, we'll look back at yesterday, what went right, what went wrong on in the world of sports betting, and we'll start off with everything that was on the site, which we had 18 plays on the site. After everything yesterday, we were down 0.46 units, so it was ultimately a nothing day. West Virginia wasn't close. Clemson was even further. I got my Man City was a nice winner. That was 3-1 against West Ham. I had the -1. St. Louis Cardinals beat the Yankees, which was nice to see. Washington lost by 11 when I had +9. That was rough. Florida never came close against Miami. UTSA, they were in a dogfight for a while as 22.5-point favorites. Did not cover there. We had Miami which was a loser yesterday. We had them +3.5. That one did not work out. Syracuse, if you got what the last line was, which was 17.5, you had a loser. We got it early at 14.5, so we had a winner there. South Carolina was a loser. They only win by 4 against Old Dominion. Very concerning there. East Carolina -32.5 with a nice winner with a 42-3 win over Norfolk State. The Philadelphia Phillies beat the Braves yesterday 3-0. We got the run line at +135. The University of Hawaii almost pulled out the upset altogether. But they did cover the 15.5. I had the Columbus Club -1 +175 in the MLS, along with Inter Miami +170 in the MLS. So those are two nice winners. Georgia State was a loser. They fell apart late. Had a shot to cover late, covering that game kind of didn't happen. The Giants are awful as they lose to the Miami Marlins. And I had the New England Revolution in soccer. They lose 2-0. Ultimately, next soccer yesterday went 3-1, so that was nice. College football was not too friendly to us. Baseball was slightly up. Well, it was up yesterday because of actually nicely up yesterday because it's big plus monies. And one plus money that we lost, and it was plus money. So ultimately yesterday, down 0.46 units on the site. Hopefully a nice bounce back spot today.
Yeah, sorry about that. I had technical difficulties there. It showed that I was muted, and then when I hit myself to unmute, it shut off my camera. So I had to restart my computer. So that was fun there. Which the start of the show is basically a continue off of what yesterday was. Terrible. I wish I was only down 0.64 units or whatever there. I was down 0.8, whatever. I was down 6.87 units yesterday. College football kicked my ass. West Virginia, loser. Clemson, loser. Florida, loser. UTSA, loser. Miami, Ohio, loser. Syracuse, loser. South Carolina, loser. I got Indiana. I got Sam Houston State. I got Nevada. And then college football, I was like, all right, that's enough. Georgia State didn't cover. Neither did Charlotte. Neither did Wyoming. So 3-11 down, I think 9.25 unit day in college football just sucked. Split out in the CFL 1-1. Got the Lions. Got hooked on the total over 50.5. The game finishes 38-12. Thanks for nothing, Ottawa. Couldn't even give me. You gave me 12 points. I got 38 from BC Lions, and the game still stayed under. Pissed me off. And then baseball is actually decent. Should have been better, but it was decent. Cardinals first 5 +140 winner. Kansas City, Houston first 5 under 4 winner. That game was beautiful. Reagan's had 10 strikeouts. Kikuchi had 9 in 5 innings of shutout baseball. It was beautiful. Toronto, Minnesota over 8.5, cashed in the second inning. Phillies -1 was a winner. I lost the Phillies team total over, though. And then flipped that result around for the Diamondbacks. I won with their team total over, lost with their money line. But it was still +110 for the team total over. So I made money off of that game. And then the Giants -1 killed it at the end of the night there. So 5-3 in baseball, I believe 2.48 units. Back up in the 40 units for baseball, but that means nothing when I can't win in the CFL and I can't win in college football because I went from 5-1 to 8-12 in college football. Right. So just a frustrating day. I do have a play tonight, and I bet that earlier in the week, and the lines moved in my favor. So we'll see with that. But terrible day.
I just want to not recap, but I want to kind of mention a couple of games that I saw yesterday. I'm going to mention one game in specific, and I know a lot of people probably didn't see this one. Texas Tech and Albany and Abilene Christian. Did you see that one at all?
No.
I'm sorry. Texas Tech, you had to go to overtime against Abilene Christian.
What?
52-51 in overtime.
Huh.
Yeah, I saw that one because I was trying to see if any FBS or so I think one FCS team won. By the way, Texas Tech was a 34.5 point favorite. The only FCS team that won was a FCS team that was favored to win, and that was Montana State. Other than that, all of them were pretty much blowouts. But I figure I mentioned that.
As they should be.
And, you say they should be. One of the best teams in the nation won by 10.
Oregon
only won 24-14 versus Idaho.
How about the Vandals?
That's a little bit concerning. I want to see who Oregon has next week because that's gonna. Oregon has
that was an
Boise.
eye-opener.
They have Boise State next week.
Boise State's hyped up to be a potential team that can represent the group of 5.
I kind of want to go Oregon in that game. Just kind of, hey, that was an ugly game versus Idaho. Also,
yeah.
I want to grab some. Oh, okay, that line's already moved a little bit. I want to grab 2 lines early. I'm going to actually upload these on my CapperTek now. I'm taking Texas against Michigan because I think that line's it's a 5.5 now, and it's only going to go up higher. And then I'm taking Tennessee versus NC State. I believe that's at a 4.5, and that's only going to. I think that's only going to go north of a touchdown. So I'm going to quickly.
I want to see the way those markets move. I want to see those markets mature a little bit.
I understand you do. I want to jump in and get the good lines. So, I'm gonna lock those in. So Tennessee and what was the other one I mentioned?
Texas.
Tennessee and Texas are my first 2 plays for. Can't put them in yet on CapperTek unless I do custom.
Yeah, I kind of want to look at the card and look for overreaction type of games and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's fair. But Nick, if you want to head to the chat real quick, say hi, and then we'll jump into games.
Yeah. Do I have all my numbers good? Yeah, I do. Okay, I just want to make sure I had all my stuff good there. 446 in the chat saying, Happy Sean Manaea Day, looking to hopefully get another win with one of the most profitable pitchers in baseball today. So, yeah, Sean Manaea Day. I look forward to Sean Manaea Day. I feel like some people, they'll have like their rotation of pitchers they like to bet on. If Sean Manaea is not on yours, I don't know what to tell you. He is the 6th most profitable pitcher in baseball this year. The Mets are 18-8 when he starts. So, Sean Manaea should be on people's rotations. Happy Logan Webb Day. We will be backing Logan Webb at home. One of the best home pitchers. LSU -4. I got in with the Trojans at +4.5 earlier in the week. So yes. And Tim, I know you just pointed up. Doesn't it feel like everybody's on this over? Like this feels like the most obvious over on the board.
No.
Okay. And I lean under in that game, I guess. But no. Yeah. What's good? Tim will be on in 5. Bring my wrench with you, Timmy.
We'll see. I was trying to, but it says we have too many mods now, so I don't know.
Fair. Fade the audience. Technical difficulties. Yeah. Bitcoin dying here, about to make $3,000 if we take out these lows. There you go. That was a quick 5 minutes.
Because I was gonna slowly get my computer up, but I quickly kind of just set up. I haven't even plugged into my monitor yet, so.
Yeah, I appreciate you jumping in like that when I was restarting my computer. Short Bitcoin. Yeah. Yo, Fernando. ECU has the speed. They have the power. They have the skill. It was nice to see them finally win in there. Yankees cash cow, buckle up. You went 8-10 on the site. Only down a unit is a miracle. Happens.
Hey, I'll take it.
Oregon didn't even come close to the -50 over a team. I don't lay 50 points ever, and that's exactly the reason why. Auburn's running back
31 on Alabama.
Oh, that's different. That's 31. I said 50.
The thing is, I almost took Oregon too, so I'm happy I didn't.
Yeah. Auburn's running back going to win the Heisman. See, Nola to record the win. I was looking at that game a little bit. I like Schwellenbach. So that's a game that I haven't moved on yet. But Schwellenbach and Nola, that is a very enticing matchup. Didn't everyone win a college football parlay, 20 picks, all big faves, money line for $104? No,
I did not.
I would love to see you do that every single year, the week of the year, and tell me how much you're up, because it won't be much, if any. Middle Tennessee minus 2,800 fave and won in the last second. Speaking of crazy, safe. Yeah. Has Eflin pitched in
Middle
course?
Tennessee
Eflin's
played
back?
against Tennessee Tech.
Well, yeah, Zach Eflin's back. I don't know if Eflin's pitched in course before.
What did he pitch for? He pitched for
He
Colorado.
pitched for Philly. Actually,
He's
yeah,
mine.
no, he pitched for Philly. I'm almost assuming he has. B-Hawk, good question. I want the Orioles run line revenge for yesterday. Yeah, I was a day early on the freaking Rockies there. Morning ESB and chat. Let's smack these bookies today and make some cash. That wide receiver McMillan from AZ is a beast. Yeah. I think the Royals bounced back in Houston today. Marsh hasn't been great, but Blanco hasn't either. It's crazy that Blanco has been one of the better starters for Houston, but I would have him at a 6. I would have him as a 6-man in a 6-man rotation with Valdez, Verlander, Hunter Brown, Spencer Arrighetti, and Yusei Kikuchi coming before him. I agree. My Orioles minus 2.5. Eflin's been lights out, but he hasn't pitched in a while. Careful with that. USC O-line trash, SEC D-line superior. Yeah, totally. Because we saw LSU's defense look phenomenal there. Orioles minus 125 for run line. ECU versus Michigan rematch in the Rose Bowl. I think y'all would beat us, to be honest. I don't think so. There's not a chance ECU would beat Michigan. Not happening. In for $100 out for $500. There you go. But we have some baseball to go over. Sunday baseball is always tricky for me. I don't know if it's the same way for you, but it feels always tricky for me. So we are going to proceed with caution today, I think, a little bit. But we're still going to fire.
Put on the gas. Got it.
Yeah. We get the season debut of Brandon Williamson, I believe, for the Cincinnati Reds. Total minus 115 for the Brewers. Total of 9 in this game against Tobias Myers. Line opened up at a minus 125 for the Brewers. It is now a minus 118. So we have a move towards the Reds here. Line opened up at a 120. It's now a 125, suggesting that Tobias Myers could be a little vulnerable in this spot. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game. And, of course, it's having me log into, into Action Network. So give me a second on that one so I can get my numbers all set here. But when that's logging in, let's take a look at the pitching matchup. Tobias Myers, 2.67 ERA, 1.07 whip, 7 strikeouts per 9, which is 19%, 1.67 walks per 9, a 2.63 BABIP, a 3.62 FIP, and a 4.31 SIERA. Bullpen edge goes towards Milwaukee. Hitting edge goes towards Milwaukee, 112 WRC plus, which is 6th compared to 100, which is 20th. Now I got the cash flow up. Let's do it. 75% of tickets, 85% of the cash is on the over in this game. The line is moving towards the over. 76 and 76 on the Brewers. The line moving towards the Reds in the spot. Tells me Williamson could pitch well, or actually it tells me more that that Tobias Myers is the vulnerable one here, which makes sense for me because I have him at a 2.6 ERA at the 4.31 SIERA. So I do expect him to negatively regress. But how much is the question? I don't know what to expect from Brandon Williamson making his return for the Reds. So I think I'll just start this day off with a pass in this game. I don't know what to expect too much. Maybe if you don't know what to expect too much from Williamson, here's the simple response then. You just take a Reds team total over. Move on. If my cap is that Tobias Myers is the vulnerable one here and the one due for negative regression, then probably Reds team total over would be the way to look if I don't know what to expect from Williamson. It is an early game. It's a 12-10 game, so I don't know how gung-ho I am about an over in an early game like this, but I would only look towards this Reds team total over 4.5 at plus 105 is kind of the way I want to bet this game.
I got you. I took Milwaukee. And this is kind of another spot where I've been on them the last couple of games. Obviously, I was on them both game of the doubleheader. I was on them yesterday. I was on them against San Francisco. This has been a Milwaukee team that I've been riding for a while. And I want to continue to ride them. 5 wins in a row. They just look really good right now, and I don't feel like there's a reason for me to want to fade them. 7-3 their last 10, and they are currently tied for the second best team in baseball. The only team that they're not better than at the moment is the Dodgers. So when it comes to it, I already bet them. Give me Milwaukee to finish off the sweep against Cincinnati, and then they get to go. And then they get to go home after this and get St. Louis and Colorado. By the way, if they win today, it'll be a 6-1 road trip. Oh, sorry, no, it'd be a 4-0 road trip because San Francisco game was at home. But I like Milwaukee in this one as well.
Yeah, I mean, how close are they to clinching their own division? Like, they're getting pretty close.
They have a 10-game lead in the division.
Only 10? I thought that was 12 earlier. Huh.
MLB Magic numbers.
Yeah, 10-game lead. Oh, yeah, the Cubbies are the surging Cubbies. That's right. The Cubbies are 2 games behind the Mets, which are 2 games behind the Braves. So the Cubbies are only 4 games out of a playoff spot. My World Series futures aren't dead on them yet.
The Milwaukee Brewers to win the division lucky number is 17.
Okay.
And they are the closest team to clinching the division, obviously. The closest team to clinching a playoff spot, I believe,
is the Dodgers.
Should be the Dodgers. Although they have a 17 for – yeah, it should be the Dodgers. Dodgers should have the closest to clinching a playoff spot.
Because the Dodgers are 10 games up on the on a team that would pass them for the wild card.
Yeah.
Which would be
they would have to go towards Mets, so yeah.
Yep. The Mets would have to gain 10 games on the Dodgers to knock them out of a wild card spot. Consider if the Dodgers is free fall. If they lose like 12 in a row, the Mets
they're not going to.
They're not going to.
I wasn't we weren't saying that, but
the only reason why we mentioned the Mets there is because they're the team that is right below the playoff line that would need to pass teams in order to eliminate them.
Correct. Where did you leave off?
It says 17, but
I don't remember where you clicked last, so
that would be there.
It's not always about the money, Spider-Man. Called it yesterday, calling it today. Yesterday was just too expensive for me to bet. I did have the Mets involved on my CapperTek because I had them parlayed with the Phillies, which I'll probably do the exact same thing today. But I will say the Mets price is actually bettable today on the run line.
Yeah.
Brewers. Yeah. It was nice to meet your girlfriend, Timmy. Yeah. She saw the comment on her post. I was going to post something, and she goes, "Wait, let me do it." I said, "Sounds good to me." So that was pretty funny. Also gave out the Nerfy yesterday for the Philly Brave game. That also hit along with Connecticut. Yeah, I was on the opposite side of Connecticut, but I got a 9 and I lost 2.
See, if I would have played that game, I think I would have lost 2 because I like the Sun in the first half, and they did not. I don't think they covered the first half, but they covered the full game.
Yep. Juice Guy coming in here bragging that he got his Marlins and Rockies. Good job. You know we're on the other side. Kent Myers, 0-2 in his last 2 games he started. That's quite a big sample size. Maybe first 5 under 4.5 or Brewers first 5. Chirino 2 hits. Okay. Don't forget, people, what is today? Bloody Sunday. Lots of people sit out. Crazy, unpredictable things happen.
Which makes me like the Reds even more in this game, personally. I'm trying to decide how I'd like to approach this Reds game. I want to take this Reds team total over. It's the way I'd like to approach this.
Myers is due for a win. That's the thing, though. I mean, nobody's due for anything. Brewers own the Reds. I like that play, Robert. Chirino's 2 hits. Today, Brewers will take the day off. Reds win. Watch Crazy Sunday. Okay. Good morning. Good morning, Markel. Will win. Good morning, Markel. Also gave out Connecticut first quarter. Good job. How many teams have won 4 games? Have won a 4-game series? Have swept? It's got to be a couple. But not a lot of teams, like 9% of 3-game series of sweeps or road teams. So Sox have lost 11 in a row at home, and the Mets are only minus 180, 168 on the money line. Crochet discount. Is it Crochet?
Crochet is probably the only pitcher you'll get a reasonable price to fade. The White Sox.
Tennessee Volunteers to win the SEC championship. Book it. I have a couple teams I would probably pick over them. I feel like my team that I think is going to win the SEC is the Longhorns, but that's just me. But I will say Georgia looked great yesterday. Alabama, dominant win for them, obviously against Western Kentucky. Georgia's was much more impressive over Clemson. I will say the most impressive win by an SEC team yesterday, Nick, Vanderbilt.
Yeah. How about
and I had Vandy on my CapperTek. I was big on that one. I wish that you would have went with me on that one, but I really liked Vandy, and boom, that was a really nice hit. I hit a 5-teamer yesterday. Hell yeah. Let's go to this one, Nick.
Yeah. I'm trying to log into certain things. All right. We have the Washington Nationals and the Chicago Cubs, minus 120 for the Cubs, total of 9 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history here in this spot, which opened up at a 124. It's down to a 117. We did have a pitching change in this one here. It's Jordan Wicks. I don't remember who it was supposed to be, but we have Wicks here as the pitcher for the Cubbies now. Line opened up at a 9 at plus 105. It's now a 9 at minus 105. The line really didn't move too much, all things considered, with a pitching change. We have 74% of the tickets and 65% of the cash is on the Cubs, with the line moving towards the Cubs. Line moving away from the Cubs in this game here. And then we have 95% of the tickets and 97% of the cash is on the over in this spot here. We have Jordan Wicks and Mitchell Parker. Parker's kind of struggled as of late. Jordan Wicks, I do not have any numbers for. When was the last time we saw Wicks pitch? That would be on June 14th. It could be a bullpen game. He went 1 2/3 in his last appearance on June 14th against the Cardinals. He went 3 1/3 his previous game before that. So there's that. So I don't know how much of Jordan Wicks we're going to see. Mitchell Parker, 4.1 ERA, a 1.48 WHIP, 8.54 strikeouts per 9, which is 22%, 2.73 walks per 9, a 3.42 BABIP, a 4.16 FIP, and a 4.45 SIERA. The bullpen edge goes towards the Cubbies. The hitting edge goes towards the Cubbies, 126 WRC plus, which is 3rd, compared to 88, which is 22nd. I don't know truly what to expect from this game. And the way I'm looking at it here is looking towards the Natties is kind of the way I'm looking at it. The line's moved slightly towards the Natties. I like the Natties early in this game, actually, the way I look at it. I don't know what to expect from Wicks, but I don't expect too much. Mitchell Parker, now this is a tougher spot for Mitchell Parker because the Cubbies are hitting lefties pretty well, but the Cubbies do have the bullpen advantage. They do have the hitting advantage, so I'd want to cut this game down as much as possible. So it's a lean towards the Nationals' first 5 for me at the moment. I want to see if I'm going to pull the trigger on it. I kind of like the Natties here in this spot.
Sorry, my phone was slow charging, so I figured I'd try it into a different thing. I'm not really too interested in this game. The Cubbies have been hot. So I know you said you were looking the opposite way. I'm looking towards the Cubbies. They've won 5 in a row, 8 out of 9. Granted, Miami, Pittsburgh, Washington, but they are on the surge. And if teams aren't careful, They're currently, 2 games back of the Mets? They're 2 games back of the Mets, 4 games back of the Braves, 6 games back of Arizona and San Diego. This is going to be a competitive wild card race the rest of the year, and the Cubbies are right in there now, which is just crazy to think of. So I'm really tempted to just go right back to the Cubbies today. What price am I getting them at? Minus 118. I'm going to jump on the Cubbies again today. While they're still hot, I want to keep backing them, and they're one of the rare times where 9% time that a road team will sweep a series. It could happen today. It could happen multiple times today. I like the Cubbies. I just took them at minus 118, 117, 118, something like that.
Gillock, I'm going to be on the opposite side of that game. I'm cutting it down to just the first 5 innings. I'm taking the Nationals first 5 at even money in this game for me. The way the market's moving and things along those lines, I think enough correlates for me to take a shot here with Washington at even money first 5. First 5 only.
There you go. Jameson Taillon. What about him?
Oh, that was supposed to pitch. That was who was supposed to pitch. Okay, thank you.
What's the best play for today, Nathan? Oh, not even us, just Nathan. Okay. Cubs run line. I like it. Why not? Over 9. I'm too lazy to register for CapperTek, so we need recaps. That sounds like a you problem, not a me problem. Because I will say there's a lot of people that can still follow and get a free day. Because I only have 1 follower on CapperTek. So if you guys are interested, jump on CapperTek. All you have to do is sign up. All you have to do is sign up and follow me, which my link's right there. It's like following me on Twitter. It's pretty simple. Yes, you have to have an account. Pretty self-explanatory there. Sign up, follow me. You get a free day, and I can give you offers on deals for 1 day, 3 days, 7 days, 14 days, month, 2 months. So if you guys are interested in that, I just put that in the chat. If you're too lazy, that sounds like a you problem. DK running a 50% boost on any MLB play today. Mets money line would be minus 114.
Ooh,
I don't hate that. Go for it. I must say I like the Nats young players. Give them a year or 2, and they will be a winning team. I agree.
Yep.
I agree. They need to get a 1 or 2 solid pitchers, and the Nationals could be competing. The Nationals could be competing for a playoff spot in 2 to 3 years, for sure. By the way, I want to get your opinion on something because I was going back and forth with somebody on TikTok on somebody else's channel, but they were doing a thing on the NL East on Philly fans complaining and Braves fans complaining. And then the Mets fan comes in and says, you guys would not last a day in our shoes. And then the National fan was saying that they had it rough too. And I went back and forth with somebody in the chat who was a Nationals fan. I said, hey, I haven't seen my team win a World Series. At least you guys won one in 2019. He goes, I would trade being able to see my team being in the playoffs for that World Series. I'm like, no, I'll take the World Series all day. I was saying that it's much rougher to be a Mets fan than a Nationals fan.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can the Cubs make a playoff run? Why not? Honestly, they have an easy schedule.
I wouldn't hate it.
But they would have to overtake the Braves, the Padres, or the Diamondbacks, which
isn't impossible.
Diamondbacks don't have an easy schedule. They get 2 more against the Dodgers, 3 in San Fran, never easy. 3 in Houston, not easy. 2 at home versus Texas, okay. At home versus Milwaukee, who could still be playing to try to lock up the division. At Colorado, which is never easy. At Milwaukee, which we'll see. Home against San Fran, home against San Diego. That's not an easy schedule for the Diamondbacks by any stretch of the imagination. I believe the Braves have an easy schedule, though.
Yeah, they have a kickoff.
1 more against Philly. They get Colorado, easy. Toronto, easy. 1 singular game against Cincinnati.
That's a weird spot game.
They had 2 Washington, 4 at home against LA, Then they head to Cincinnati, to Miami, home against New York, home against Kansas City.
Yeah.
So Atlanta, I don't see Atlanta falling. So if anybody, Arizona's got a tough schedule. I believe San Diego has a tough schedule too. They get Detroit, which has been interesting as of late. San Fran, never easy. San Fran's kind of one of those teams that plays them hard, and they get 6 games against them, and then 2 Seattle games sandwiched in between. They get Houston, White Sox, who should be some wins. And then San Diego ends the year with LA, the Dodgers, and then at Arizona.
San Diego's not afraid of the Dodgers, though.
They're not, but honestly, either San Diego or Arizona, I could see dropping just because they have a somewhat difficult schedule.
All right.
So could the Cubs make the playoffs theoretically? Yes.
You want to play a little game here?
Go ahead.
All right. So we have the Braves, the Mets, and the Cubbies. And we'll go Diamondbacks, Padres, Braves, Mets, Cubbies.
Mm-hmm.
What are the odds? I'm looking at the odds right now to make the playoffs. We'll start with the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Minus 500.
They're minus 700 plus 500 on the opposite side. These are according to DraftKings odds.
Mm-hmm.
San Diego Padres.
If there's 7, so 9.
They're minus 1,200 to make the playoffs, plus 800 to miss. They are significantly higher on the Padres than they are the Diamondbacks.
Well, the Diamondbacks have a lot tougher of a schedule.
Yes. The Braves,
3-1.
minus 550 to make the playoffs. The Mets,
Plus, if that's so 350, 400?
plus 210. Plus
Really?
210 to make the playoffs. And the Cubbies, if you think the Cubbies, can the Cubbies make a playoff run? If your answer to this is yes, 9-1.
Okay, I was close.
So if your answer to that is yes, 9-1 Chicago Cubs to make the playoffs. I don't hate that look.
Nope, not at all. Here's my CapperTek. Make sure you guys just go over and follow it, and I can give you exclusive deals. Links is his best play, but I do endorse the sign up. Then you should sign up yourself and follow me so that you can see what's going on. It's great to be a Rangers fan. We won a ring right next year. I know that drives you nuts. I didn't realize you were a Rangers fan. Angel fans have it way worse by far. At least the Angels have won a World Series in my lifetime. And in my lifetime, let's see, the Mets have made it. I don't count the 2000 season because I was a baby. 2006, they made the playoffs.
15.
15.
16. 22.
16 was a wild card game. 2022 was a wild card series. So they've made the playoffs, in my opinion, twice. And yes, I got to see them in a World Series. They didn't win. I don't count the wild card series as making the playoffs. That's just me. The Angels won the World Series in 2005. Right? They were 5? 4? 5. 3?
2005. 6.
Okay.
5.
Because I know the White Sox were in there somewhere too.
4. 2004. No.
Dodgers win the division. That's over. No more Padres snake talk. No, not at all. The Padres kind of buried the snakes. That's what now.
Nobody ever questioned whether or not the Dodgers were going to win the division. We said they were going to be challenged, which, all things considered, they've been challenged a little bit harder this year than usual years.
Yeah, but they're still up 6 games in the division, so they're looking fine now. There's Nick's CapperTek, which he's doing a little bit better than I am right now, considering he's up money and I'm not. Dodgers and Mets exposed to snakes. Mets always play well in Arizona.
The Mets
Fever first half, Lynx full game. What do you think? Brewers no run first, and then under no run first, and the under 1.5. Okay. Nick, do we have a cash cow here?
Let's get into the line history here. The New York Yankees and the St. Louis Cardinals. Miles Michaelis and Nestor Cortez. Line opened up at a 185. It's up to a 207. Your answer is yes. Line opened up at a 9 at minus 105. It's 9.5 minus 105. So a move towards the over here as well. Projecting that the Yankees are going to hit Michaelis hard in this game. 95% of tickets, 93% of cash is on the Yankees. The line's moving towards them. This is cash cow. And then 85% of the tickets and 87% of the cash is on the over. in this one as well. And the line's gone from an 8.5 up to a 9 to a 9.5. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup here, where we have Nestor Cortez versus Miles Michaelis. Michaelis, 6.39 ERA, 1.38 WHIP, 6.75 strikeouts per nine, which is 17%, 1.42 walks per nine, a 3.33 BABIP, a 3.69 FIP, and a 4.1 CCR. On the flip side, Nestor Cortez, 2.45 ERA, a 0.87 WHIP, 7.11 strikeouts per nine, which is 21%, 1.07 walks per nine, a 2.46 BABIP, a 2.98 FIP, and a 4.29 CR. Bullpen edge goes towards the Yankees. Hitting edge goes towards the Yankees, 129 WRC plus, which is second, compared to 97, which is 17th. I cashed with the Yankee run line game 1. I cashed with the Cardinals first 5 game 2. Let's go back and let's bet this game again. I'll take the Yankee run line here in this spot. I want to take a look what this number is. 5.5. Never mind. Okay. I wanted to see if I can get a 4.5 at a reasonable number for this team total for the Yankees. And the answer to that is going to be a hard no. Let me just take a look real quick what Fanatics is offering, because sometimes they'll offer a couple. They'll offer a 5.5 and they'll also offer a 4.5. I just want to see what that number is. 4.5 minus 170. No, thank you. All right. So for me, this is just Yankee run line. I was looking for ways to try to double up on this spot, Yankee first 5 minus a half is minus 160, so no thank you there. Maybe you go Yankee money line and over 9.5. I think that could be an interesting way to approach it as well. If you want to go for that type of play, but for me, it's just Yankee run line.
I heard cash cow, so I'm running with that. And I had St. Louis yesterday, so I think we've kind of gotten this series right so far, which has been kind of nice to actually benefit from that. I'm on the Yankees here as a cash cow. Cortez at home has been a lot better than on the road. Just overall a better spot for him. I'm not a big Miles McCollum fan. And this is still a St. Louis Cardinals team that I was not high on coming into the year. I'm still not high on coming right now. I obviously they had a little bit of a playoff push for a little bit, and that's kind of dampered down. Sign me up for the Yankee run line today as a cash cow spot.
Yeah, they've been a fun little team, or they've been I feel like the Yankees have been a team I've gotten pretty good this year. Like if I go back and look at my records betting every team, I think the Yankees are a team I'm up betting their games rather than down.
Yeah, I've noticed that for me too.
Like I've had a good read on this Yankees team this year, which has been fun. Because as much as I hate the team, if I can have a read on them and make money on their games, I don't mind them as much. So,
yeah. Covering any WNBA today, I was just looking at that game now. There's actually 5 games today. I have not fully capped that. Nick, if you want to go through the chat real quick, I'm going to run a couple of numbers with the WNBA real quick.
Did you want to type those up and talk about them?
No, I'll have them on my CapperTek, and I'll mention the play that if I like any plays, I'll mention them that I like.
Fair. Yanks cash cow.
Yes.
Yep. Good call yesterday, Tim on St. Louis. Yeah, we both were on St. Louis. That was nice. Since you were a baby at the time, Tim, go watch highlights of Nope.
Nope, I'm not doing that. Why would you recommend such torture? And I thought you were a friend. I see how it is.
I just started following you on Capit, but man, the site is wonky. Yeah, sometimes. Even the account setup was glitchy. Wasn't easy to follow you guys, but maybe that's why there's not a ton of people on there. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it can get tricky at times. Is one thing I did notice about that. But once you get used to the site, it's actually pretty easy to navigate. Personally, for me, you can search up different people and things along those lines. So, for me, once you get past and you learn the site a little bit, like it took me a couple days to learn the site.
Mm-hmm.
Before I fully dove into it, and then now I understand it pretty well. So yeah, I got that. Nasty Nestor is back from the dead. The Yankees are don't call them that. Now they're gonna lose. Between Pickett and Bet Stamp, I see myself on there. Fair. I agree, Gio. I was confused. Cortez, 6 strikeouts. Judge, 4+ bases. Torres, 2+ hits. Yankees money line 17-1. Wow, that's quite the parlay there. But just the run line for me in that game for the Yankees. And okay, yeah, they're giving me -106 over on CapperTek. So that will be a play for me over on CapperTek as well. Yankee run line. We'll move on. The San Diego Padres and the Tampa Bay Rays. Are we seriously only 4 games into this card?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, we are going super slow today. Oh, I also had technical difficulties in the beginning. That's what it was.
And we had a couple of interesting conversations, so that's fine.
Yep, you're all good. San Diego Padres and the Tampa Bay Rays. This is an interesting game. Line opened up 125 for the Padres, down to a 116. Line opened up at a 7.5, down to a 6.5. A full run line movement down. This is an interesting game. Let's get into the cash flow in this one. 91% of tickets, 79% of cash is on the over, but yet this line's dropped a full run. And what do we see when games drop a full run? They go over generally. And then 78% of tickets and 81% of cash on the Padres. The line moving the wrong way there, which tells me that Dylan Cease is a little vulnerable in this game potentially. That's kind of the first thought on that one there. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup, which is Dylan Cease and Ryan Pepiot. Cease has struggled a little bit as of late. 4.43 ERA, 1.70 WHIP, 9.27 strikeouts per 9, which is 22%. 4.84 walks per 9, a 3.58 BABIP, an 3.89 FIP, and a 4.45 SIERA. On the flip side, Ryan Pepiot, 2.08 ERA, 1.10 WHIP, 8.31 strikeouts per 9, which is 22%, 1.56 walks per 9, a 271 BABIP, a 4.61 FIP, and a 3.89 SIERA. Both these bullpens are awesome. The edge does go to San Diego, though, and the hitting edge goes towards San Diego as well. 125 WRC plus, which is third, compared to 83, which is 28th. This Padres team is a lot of fun, and once again, they're doing this without Fernando Tatis in that lineup. So I wonder where the standings would be if he's been playing the last few months, honestly, because I feel like the Padres would at least be 2 or 3 games better than what they are right now with him in the lineup. For me, this line moving a full run line movement down definitely entices me in the over 6.5. In this spot, it's a hockey total. I'm getting -130 for it over on ESPN Bet. I'm interested in this over 6.5. Tim, am I crazy to think that Dylan Cease can give up some runs to this Rays team, and that the Padres can get to Pepiot a little bit here?
They could. Is it something I'm going to get involved in? No. I really haven't jumped in. I bet the first game of the series, and I bet the under, and it skyrocketed over the total, so that was no fun. Other than that, I really haven't been betting a lot of these games, and I don't really find the need to be backing these two teams. It's just not a spot that I like. These two teams I haven't really been able to get right all this year, besides the fact that I said that the Rays would finish 4th place in the division, and that's probably where they're going to finish. So honestly, it's not really a spot that I felt the need to get to. I feel like there's better spots for me on today's card.
Fair. I am going to move on this game. I'm going to take the over 6.5 at -130 over on ESPN Bet.
Sounds good. I'm putting in my last WNBA play on CapperTek, which I will have 3 WNBA plays today.
Yeah, I need to cap the WNBA a little bit more. I've been bad about that.
That's all right. Nestor over 17.5 outs. I would hope so. If the Yankees are going to win today, yeah, it should be for sure. I can cease give it up here. This guy is not trustworthy. Go over. Last 2 games went over, never in doubt. Last couple of them.
I think more it's the Padres can get to Pepiot too. And the team totals are 3.5 on both sides.
You go 33 runs in the last 2 games. This game can't go over 4. That's my thing. The last 2 games have had 33 combined runs, and this is a 6.5 today.
It's fair. For me, just give me 3-3 in this game.
I want to grab the under so bad. I know this maybe seems easy under that it goes over. It would have been if the first 2 games in this series didn't finish 13-5 and 11-4.
Yeah, it's also Pepe, who's been pitching awesome, and Dylan Cease, who has already thrown a no-hitter this year and had a really dominant run for like a month.
Yeah, I'm not going to touch this game, but I was very, very close to going and taking the under. Cease under and under 70.5 outs at plus 150, 148. No, I like the. I would lean more towards the under. Tampa, Slam Diego, outs. I got what you meant. Yankee run line, Mets run line parlay. I'm probably gonna do a couple of same game parlays on my CapperTek because I know I'm gonna probably have the Yankees in it. Yankees, Mets, and Orioles maybe today. So
we'll move on though. Cleveland Guardians and Pittsburgh Pirates minus 145 for these guard dogs. Totaled 8 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history between Mitch Keller and Alex Cobb. Line opened up at a 142. It's a 149 now for Cleveland. So we have a 7-cent line movement towards the Guardians. Line opened up at 8.5 minus 105. It's down 8 at minus 110. So we'll move towards the under here as well. Let's take a look at the cash flow where we have 85% of the tickets and 79% of the cash is on the Guardians. The line's moving towards them. 88% of the tickets, 87% of the cash is on the over here as well. We have Keller and Cobb. Keller, the last 30 days has struggled. 6.75 ERA, 4.14 whip, or 1.42 whip, my bad. 9 strikeouts per 9, which is 23%. 3 walks per 9, a 3.14 BABIP, a 3.43 FIP, and a 4.14 SIERA. On the flip side, Alex Cobb has pitched twice since coming back from injury. He hasn't pitched actually since August 14th, though. So he came in, pitched twice for the Guardians, got hurt again, and now he's back after missing a couple weeks. His last appearance, we saw him giving up 1 earned run on 3 hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, and 5 2/3 in a 6-1 win over the Chicago Cubs. The bullpen edge goes towards the Guardians. The hitting edge goes towards the Pirates. 100 WRC plus, which is 19th, compared to 88, which is 26th. It's a no play for me. I have no particular interest in this game. I don't know what to expect from Cobb coming back from an injury, and the markets are not helping me too much in this game.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I haven't really been in this. I haven't bet this series at all. And I don't plan on doing it. Pittsburgh's been awful. They've lost 4 out of 5. The Guardians have just kind of been stuck. They've lost 4 out of 6. A team that's kind of looked like a shell of themselves since the All-Star break, which you kind of predicted, Nick. And it's made a very interesting, competitive division. Now, Royals are back to being 2.5 games back. The Twins are 3.5 games back. But it's still a very competitive division. I'm excited to see what happens the rest of the year in that division. I'm hoping Pittsburgh wins because obviously I have Kansas City division futures. But I'm going I would go towards the I would lean Pittsburgh, but not enough for me to want to bet it.
Fair. Yeah, it's a tricky game. Not one I have particularly interest in.
No. Nick, are you drinking W Energy?
No, it's Mountain Dew.
Wow, you're not drinking our sponsor, W Energy. You can use our code Earle SportsBets. Anyways, Cleveland minus 1.5. Morning all. Anyone want a couple of Saratoga picks for today? Go for it. Go for it. Share some ponies with the chat. May throw this 50% boost on Witt. Hit run RBI over 1.5 at even money. It's been Bobby Witt's world lately, and we're just living in it. I like it. Hell yeah, Nick, sipping on that dub. So far, I have a 2-leg parlay with plus 132 with the Indians and the Giants. I like the Giants portion of it. I'm not sure about the Indians. Still trying to get over my plus 150 Valdez to get a win the other night. 7 no-hit innings, and then Hader blows in the ninth. That's rough. That's rough for you. Guardians run line. Juan Ramirez hit parlay. Keller over outs. And Pirates gave up over 50 runs last 4 games and somehow shut out Cleveland yesterday. That's baseball season. That is indeed baseball season for you. All right, Nick, I'm going to pass on this game.
Yeah, the Minnesota Twins and the Toronto Blue Jays. The Twins minus 170 favorites, total of 8.5 in this game. Let's take a look at this line history here. Where the line opened up at a 190, it's down to a 173. So we've moved towards these Toronto Blue Jays in this game here. Line opened up 8.5 minus 120. It's now an 8.5 at minus 105. It did get up to a 9 at one point, but it's come back down. Now let's take a look at the cash flow in this game here. 91% of tickets, 89% of cash is on the Twins. The line's moved towards the Blue Jays. Tells me the Blue Jays are a live dog in this game. Let's take a look at the and then the total, 81% of tickets, 77% of cash on the over. Pitching matchup here is Yariel Rodriguez and Bailey Ober. Rodriguez, 5.84 ERA, 1.38 WHIP the last 30 days, 8.39 strikeouts per nine, which is 22%. 2.55 walks per nine, a 3.04 BABIP, a 5.44 FIP, and a 4.15 Sierra. On the flip side here, we have Bailey Ober, 5.33 ERA, 1.15 WHIP, 8.67 strikeouts per nine, which is 23%. 3 walks per nine, a 2.43 BABIP, a 4.28 FIP, and a 4.31 Sierra. Bullpen edge does go towards the Twins. The hitting edge, though, goes towards these Toronto Blue Jays. 125 WRC plus, which is 4th, compared to 111, which is 11th. It tells me that Bailey Ober is a little vulnerable in this game here. Granted, the line did go up to a 9. It opened up at an 8.5. Did go up to a 9. It has moved towards the under, though. I think that this is Blue Jays' first 5 in this game. The way the lines moved in this spot, I want to take a look at the first 5 line movement real quick to see if the line has moved that way for first 5 as well, and it has pretty dramatically. All right, so that makes me like it even more. I think I'm going to move on the Blue Jays' first 5 in this game. I think this market is telling me that Bailey Ober can get hit a little bit, and Yariel Rodriguez pitches fine. So I think this is going to be a spot where I move on the Jays' first 5.
Have fun. I don't touch Blue Jay games, so I'm not really going to go after it.
However, here's the one thing that actually might keep me off of it. What did we see yesterday?
Big blowout.
Blue Jays 15-0. This Blue Jays team is playing with nothing to lose, though, and this Twins team is really struggling. I don't know. I would only look Blue Jays in this game. The market's telling me Blue Jays, and I still think I should pull the trigger on the Blue Jays in this game because the Twins have not been playing good baseball as of late, and they've not been scoring runs as of late. They've scored 3 runs in the last 3 games.
Didn't the Blue Jays blow that? Yeah, Blue Jays were the one that blew them out yesterday. It would be Twins or nothing.
Yes. Yeah, I'm not on that page because when you look at what the Twins are doing right now, they've lost 5 of the last 6 games. They're
I'm not betting it, but it would be Twins or nothing. That's all I'm saying for me.
Fair. I'm going to move on the first 5 here. So yeah,
finally got my first pair of SB dunks. Cool. Morning, Twins smash pot. You know I don't bet Blue Jay games, but I'm this close to betting the Twins. Really close. Poland Euro sub 20 ml, go and cash it. What sport is that? I have no clue what you're talking about. Blue Jays. I know what you're talking about there. First time starter, 9-2 money line race 1. Scottish Lassie 9-2. Both are live. Scottish Lassie is an unraced 2-year-old filly whose last 2 workouts came with an older 3-4-5 stake filly. You know what, guys? If you know what he's talking about with horse races, go after it. Blue Jays, Twins tired bullpen. Same with Dodger bullpen. Rodriguez doesn't win. Fair. Here's more horse stuff. Personally, I don't understand it, but that's the same thing as before. Twins, White Sox money line. No. Go and cash it. You answered my question. Which question? Okay. Blue Jays pitcher's a fade. Big advantage for Twins. I don't bet Jays games. Can't figure them out. Okay. I know he's just being annoying, copying me or whatever. Imagine if you were betting props, you would have had damn near 100 plays out there. I'm right there with you. I could probably go through and say, I like this guy to prop, this prop, this prop, this prop. I could probably go and find a bunch of props. You know what? I'll bet one prop today. And it's a guy that I've been actually betting for the last couple of days, and Lawrence Butler has been awesome to me. So the Twins just need Joe Ryan and Pablo Lopez down the stretch. They shut out the Twins yesterday, and now they're huge underdogs. Exactly. I see a ton of good cappers like in Jay's pitcher. I've watched a ton of his starts. He's trash. If Tim bets the Twins, it's over. Don't bet the Twins. I'm not betting the game, but I was super close to betting it. Blue Jays first 5 and G. All right. Let's keep on rolling. And I've bet the Royals the first 3 games of the series. I'm not betting them today, so that means that they're going to win. Ready, Nick?
Yeah. Toronto Blue Jays first 5 plus 145 for me. Toronto Blue Jays first 5 plus 145. Let's get into it. The Houston Astros and the Kansas City Royals. The Astros are minus 155 favorites, total of 8.5 in this game. I would like to say I missed an opportunity to cash with the Astros, but they've been winning by a run. Or no, they won by 2 runs yesterday, didn't they?
I don't remember.
I remember yesterday. I cashed.
They won like
easily.
5-2, didn't they?
Yeah, I cashed easily with the first 5 under. That's what it was. Line opened up at a 165. It's down to a 150. Line opened up at an 8.5 minus 125. It's now an 8.5 even money. So we even moved towards the under here again. And we even moved towards the Royals trying to avoid a 4-game sweep, which I kind of lean towards the Royals avoiding a 4-game sweep. 87% of the tickets, 62% of the cash is on the Astros. The line moving towards the Royals. 94, 92 are in the over here in this spot. The line moving towards the under. The only problem is having to trust Alec Marsh. 3.86 ERA, 1.29 whip, 3.86 strikeouts per 9, which is 10%, 1.93 walks per 9, a 267 BABIP, a 703 FIP, and a 6.33 Sierra. I don't think we've seen him in a while, though, because I think they sent him down. His last appearance was on August the 26th. Okay, he's pitched 1 game in the last 30 days. He gave up 2 earned runs on 5 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, and 4 2/3 against the Cleveland Guardians. I think he pitched in the doubleheader game, actually. And then on the flip side, Ronald Blanco. I feel like we haven't seen Blanco in a hot minute. Is it just me? Or it feels like we have – when was the last time we saw Blanco? The 26th. Okay, never mind. He's just – he's been consistently pitching. I don't know why I haven't really seen him much. We last saw him in a 5 2/3 appearance, gave up 2 earned runs on 7 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts against the Phillies. 4.07 ERA, 1.48 whip the last 30 days, 9.99 strikeouts per 9, which is 25%, 4.07 walks per 9, a 328 BABIP, a 3.91 FIP, and a 4.10 Sierra. Bullpen edge going towards Houston. Hitting edge goes towards Kansas City, 121 WRC plus, which is 6th, compared to 113, which is 9th. We haven't seen much from Alec Marsh, but he's only pitched the 1 game. The bullpen edge with the Astros. This tells me probably Royals first 5 in this game would probably be the way I would look for this one, for them to at least attempt to avoid the 4-game sweep. And let's take a look at what this first 5 line movement's done. For this game, it's not moved whatsoever with all the money on the Astros. I think Royals first 5 is the way to go in this game. And I'm going to shop around, try to find the best available number. Royals in the first 5 innings, plus 130 on Bet365, plus 130 on ESPN Bet. I'm going to move on that. I don't fade the Astros often, but I think this is a good spot to do so. Just first 5 for me.
One time I was actually looking to not bet the Royals. I was looking to pass on the game. Damn it. I kind of want to bet the Royals again. I'm not going to. I'm going to stay off this game. I'm going to show some discipline. I'm going to pass on this one. I bet Kansas City first 3 games of this series for an L, an L, and an L. To be fair, I've bet Kansas City their last 7 games.
At least you're consistent with it.
The first 3 were winners. Last 4 of losers. So I'm going to back off Kansas City today. If they win now, I'm going to get pissed that I left them off. But I'd rather leave off a winner than add on a loser. So I'm going to pass on this one. I will say, Nick, one thing I like to do during the shows is I'll have Twitter off to the side just to scroll to see if I get any news. I saw an interesting fact. Yesterday, the St. Louis Cardinals won their first game at Yankee Stadium
60 years.
Since the 1964 World Series. What?
Interleague wasn't a thing for a while, and they don't play in Yankee Stadium.
That just seems like such a weird stat that it doesn't seem real. But I looked it up, and it is. I thought that was kind of crazy.
How many games have they played in the last 60 years in Yankee Stadium, the Cardinals?
So they probably played each other every 6 years, probably every 12 years at Yankee Stadium.
No, they play each other every 3 years.
So every 3 years, so every 6 years at Yankee Stadium. So 10 times, so 30 games. They lost 30 games in a row. That doesn't seem right. They lost 30 games in a row in Yankee Stadium.
I'm going to look that up more.
Interesting. Okay. Astros, Altuve is back. Astros. F team is F good. Over 8.6. Blanco scored a nice win at Philly last out. Scratch that. Astros lost that game. This series shows that the Royals are not real contenders. The cheating Astros have completely dominated. You say the cheating Astros, there's 3 players from that team left on it? Most of those guys weren't even around for the cheating scandals. It's back in 2017. Grow up. Can you grow up? I know they beat your Yankees that year, and you're pissed off about that. Can you grow up? They're not cheating Astros anymore. They're not.
I looked it up.
Good.
The Cardinals, this is their 3rd series against the Yankees in Yankee Stadium. They got swept in 2003. They got swept in 2017. And they finally won the 2nd game in 2024.
Heard. Bobby Witt, Salvador Perez, the under. Royals go on a 6-game road losing streak to all AL teams. True. Blanco under outs. Don't forget the 12 o'clock p.m. game, Brandon Williamson plus 110 locked and loaded. Brandon Williamson.
Reds.
Oh. No, I'm on the opposite side. I've been so cold on baseball. I feel like I just skipping the last month and waiting for playoffs. I'm down to plus 4 units on MLB after 40 plus units at one point this year. At least I know I've been winning all year. Baseball's been really good for us, so we continue to bet it every day. It seems right. Yankees dominate all teams. Come on. The fact that a team hadn't won a game in a certain stadium since 1964, no, that doesn't seem right to me. But we'll move on to the next game.
Yeah, Chicago White Sox and New York Mets. The Mets minus 160 favorites. Total 8 in this game. Garrett Crochet and Sean Manaea. Line opened up at a 165, got up to a 170, now down to a 162. Line opened up at an 8.5 plus 105. It's now an 8.5 and minus 103. So a move towards the under, a move towards the White Sox. Once again, the White Sox are a team that will just continuously get sharp money for no good reason. 92% of tickets, 97% of cash on the Mets, and the line's not moving. 87% of tickets, 86% of cash on the over, and the line's dropped. In this game here, Sean Manaea, Garrett Crochet. Manaea, 3.54 ERA, 3.52 ERA, 0.91 WHIP, 10.86 strikeouts per nine, which is 30%, 1.76 walks per nine, a 240 BABIP, a 3.14 FIP, and a 3.05 SIERA. On the flip side, Garrett Crochet, 6.91 ERA, 1.60 WHIP, 12.56 strikeouts per nine, which is 31%, 3.14 walks per nine, a 382 BABIP, a 5.96 FIP, and a 3.20 SIERA. The bullpen edge going towards the Mets. The hitting edge goes towards the Mets. 110 WRC plus, which is 7th. And get this, Tim, the White Sox are continuing to improve against left-handed pitchers. They're up to 50 WRC plus now. So snaps for the White Sox, 50 WRC plus now against lefties for them there. I can only look under in this game. That's the only way I'm looking in this spot, is looking towards the first 5 under, anticipating Garrett Crochet pitches fine, and Sean Manaea shuts him down. It's kind of the way my cap is for this one here. The first 5 is a 4 at minus 120. I feel like I need to be adding some more unders onto back into my repertoire. And I think this is one where I feel pretty confident about it. I think Garrett Crochet can go out there and pitch well. And I think Sean Manaea goes out here and shoves against a White Sox team that does not hit lefties. So I really like Manaea. I remember earlier, Tim, we were talking about having a rotation of pitchers that you like to back. I think I may have found at least my top 4, and I feel like they're all lefties. No. One's a righty. The random one is Nick Martinez from the Reds. I don't know why, but I love his numbers always grade out well. Sean Manaea, Cole Reagans, Patrick Corbin, Yusei Kikuchi.
Yeah, to the last 2.
So, like those are the pitchers that I, for whatever reason, back, and I'm going to do it here. I'm going to take the first 5 under 4 over on ESPN Bet, and I'm going to look for Manaea to shove against a bad White Sox team, and I'm going to look for Crochet to pitch well in this game as well. So first 5 under 4 minus 120 ESPN Bet for me.
I will say I decided to do a little bit of something interesting for today on my CapperTek, and I did a little bit of a round robin. I did a 3-team round robin. The first leg was the cash cow with the Yankees. The second leg is the Mets. The third leg is the Orioles. So I did Mets-Yankees, I did Yankees-Orioles, I did Mets-Orioles, and I did Mets-Yankees-Orioles. So I have all 4 of those up on my CapperTek. Kind of taking teams that I think should win and putting them together and getting some decent odds on doing that. Let's see, plus 140 for Mets-Yankees. Yankees-Orioles is 129. Mets-Orioles is 150 and 271 for all 3 of them put together. I'm gonna just be back in the Mets to finish off the sweep. By the way, Nick, I figured it'd be fun. There is a little bit of a trivia question. So Pete Alonso homered yesterday against the Chicago White Sox. He has homered except for against every team except for which one? Who is the only team that Pete Alonso has not hit a home run against?
I want to say it's an AL team. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. No? It's a National League team?
It is. Are you frozen? Oh, I think. Oh, there you go. Okay.
Cubs?
Nope. I feel like an asshole.
Who?
The only team that Alonso hasn't hit a home run against
What?
is the Mets.
The Mets.
The Mets.
Oh,
that's the only team.
okay.
That's the only team he hasn't hit a home run against is the Mets.
Okay.
So, and he'll do that. And he'll do that next year. So, figure out throw that one out there. I saw that. I saw that over there. So I figure I have that little bit of a trivia question. Let's go back to the chat. White Sox money line. Remember? No, thank you. The only good pitcher they have right now. Yeah, and they still have won how many games since the All-Star break, Bahedi? Yeah, 4. Okay. Bobby Witt, Jordan Alvarez, Manny Machado, Jackson Merrill, Francisco Lindor, Mookie Ohtani, all over bases.
So you're just asking the studs to be studs.
Yeah, I would do it. F Machado. Sox first 5. Never put money on that moron in props. Ariz hitting today. I can see it. Can there be a happy Sean Manaea day versus the White Sox? I hope so. Run line. I like it. Yankee Cardinal over. Sure. So you're saying Sean is an over outs for plus 162. Go for it. I don't hate that idea. US Open is
US
going crazy right now. US Open's going crazy right now. Good luck. Don't sleep on. All right, here's some more horse racing, guys. If you guys are interested in that, I'll leave that up for just a second. He's talking about, I think this is Saratoga. So there you go. Where's Joe? I don't know. You like our own. Good luck to you, Maiden. Fair focus. Crochet will be out after 4 innings. Live bet Mets if it's a close game. White Sox bullpen is horrific. Good luck. Happy Sunday. Except the Mets. Yes, except the Mets. Why do most people hate betting dogs? Reason I ask is as I was at the sportsbook in Milwaukee with my brother and all anyone wants to do our big favorite parlays. People are just scared of betting dogs. They want to bet the safe bets. If they're putting money on stuff, they want it to be safe plays, so they just choose not to bet the dogs. Mets, no home run. Yes, we got you. Today a lot of underdogs. Yeah. I looked at stacks of tickets in trash, and it was all parlay. Yeah, I can imagine. U.S. Open. Yeah, I'm not betting golf. So, all right, Nick. Can we go back on them today?
Let's get into it. The Oakland Athletics and the Texas Rangers. I saw the line movement, and I stayed off of it yesterday. Let's get into it. We have Pennington for the Rangers taking on Mitch Spence. Line opened up at a 132. It's down to a 124. So we have a market move towards these Oakland Athletics. Line opened up at a 9 minus 110. It's now 9 minus 108. I feel like the markets have had good reads on the Oakland A's. That was one of the teams that I've had pretty decent success with. And here we go, Tim. 23% of the tickets, 54% of the cash on the Oakland Athletics. Line move towards them. I feel like this is an Oakland spot. 4% of tickets, 95% cash on the over. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup here. We have Walter Pennington taking on Mitch Spence. Spence a 4.78 ERA, 1.48 WHIP, 7.52 strikeouts per 9, which is 19%, 3.42 walks per 9, a 3.25 BABIP, a 4.24 FIP, and a 4.55 SIERA. Walter Pennington on the mound for the Texas Rangers today. Let me get some more numbers up on him. I have a feeling he's not going to go more than a couple innings. If that, he went 3 innings against the Guardians. Other than that, he has not gone more than 2 1/3 in the last over a month. So it is a bullpen day for a bad bullpen with the Texas Rangers. The bullpen edge goes towards the Oakland A's. The hitting edge slightly goes towards these Rangers. 91 WRC plus, which is 25th, compared to 89, which is 20th. The Oakland A's do struggle against lefties. However, we're not going to see this lefty for very long. So with that being said, that doesn't really concern me. The hitting edge, I think, is null and void because I think the A's could see some righties here on this spot. I think this is pretty simple. The Oakland A's win this baseball game. They win the series against the Texas Rangers. And I would like to back them here. And I can get plus 110 on basically all my books. So I'm going to go ahead and grab Oakland A's plus 110 over on Fanatics.
I'm right with you. I've been on Oakland the past 5 games, and we're 3-2 in them, cashing some plus monies. Hold on.
All right, cool.
I actually muted myself for that one, so there you go. I've been making some plus monies on them. The Oakland Athletics have been one of the best teams in baseball since the All-Star break. I think they're 6th or 7th best record since the All-Star break, and they're paired up with a bunch of playoff teams. So Oakland's been a nice cash cow since the All-Star break, and I'm going to jump back on them today. A little bit of plus money, take down the defending champs.
Yeah, plus 110 for me for Oakland here.
I've been smacking live bets lately, especially baseball, because of the Pat Hunt comebacks. There you go. A's. Cash this morning with the Kia Tigers and the Lotte Giants. Nice. Rangers are World Series champs. Okay. How many times do you have to say this?
That has no effect on me betting this baseball game today.
Okay.
At all.
That's back in the past. No one cares. 600, 300 odds. Over. MPK. Yeah, I got you. Japanese and Korean. Thank you. Rangers first 5. A's first 5. I like the A's. So
I think if you like the Rangers, you can only look at them first 5 because their bullpen is terrible. But no, I'm good.
Let's keep on going here, Nick. Which I still haven't updated my spreadsheet, but I'll update it after today's game. So
yeah, this line opened up 182. It's not moved, and line opened up 115 to the over 11. It's now minus 107. So move towards the under, and no move on the side. 91% of tickets, 97% of cash on the Orioles, 72% of tickets, 85% of cash on the over. In this game here, we have Ty Block taking on Zach Eflin. Eflin is making his return after going on, I believe, the 15-day IL. We saw him pitch on August the 15th in a 5-1 win against the Boston Red Sox. He went 1 earned run on 5 hits, no walks, 8 strikeouts, and 6 innings pitched there. He's looked really strong as of late. I don't know what to expect from him off the injury, though. On the other side, Ty Block, I don't think we've seen in the last 30 days here. He is last appeared on July 26th, where he went 2 innings, giving up 3 runs on 4 hits, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. I have no interest in this game. This is an easy pass for me.
You already know where I went. I'll update the records from stuff for tomorrow. But I bet the Orioles run line, and I also took Orioles, Yankee, Mets in a round robin. So that Orioles were my third leg of it. Gonna keep riding with it.
Good luck.
A's are the better team. Nice bullpen. O is in the over. Orioles. Do y'all do daily free to play game on BetMGM? Take a swing. It's on the promo page. You can win 30% straight bet boost and $25 cash. I won once. And it's quite in the boost quite often. It goes on all summer. I'll have to go check that out. Thank God the O's have collapsed. Keeps my Yankees in first place somehow. The Yankees have been bad too. So if the Rockies lose today, do that got me in the Marlins got to lose? No, it doesn't. But I won't say Timothy should have stopped his fade out 5K. I know what you mean, but the whole purpose of the experiment was not how profitable can the Orioles be, and then I give up. It's how profitable will they be all year. So I don't stop just because something's good. I want to see it through. You're not going to stop. You're not going to stop. Are you going to go and ride a roller coaster, have them take you all the way up to the top, and then be like, all right, I'm done, and walk all the way down? No, you're going to ride the roller coaster. Like, I don't understand. If you're going to drive somewhere, are you going to drive halfway there and be like, nah, I'm good, and then turn back around and go home? No, I'm not stopping. And it's going to be the same deal with this game, Nick.
Yep, and I've already bet it. I got the run line. And I actually like this matchup, though. Let's get into it. San Francisco Giants and the Miami Marlins. This line opened up at a 270. It's actually dropped down to a 247 now. Line opened up at a 7 at minus 125. So now it's 7.5 at plus 104. Let's take a look at the cash flow here. 91% of tickets, 84% of cash on the Giants, 66 and 76 on the over in this game here. And I believe the line's moved towards the over here as well, which tells me that we could see some vulnerable pitchers here in this game. I would lean more towards McConaughey being vulnerable, or my bad. This looks like a bullpen game for a bad bullpen. And we have Darren McConnell, who hasn't pitched since August 8th. And he doesn't go more than 3 or 4 innings, if that. So we have a bullpen game versus Logan Webb, who has been really strong, and he's really good at home. 2.16 ERA, 0.87 whip, 7.83 strikeouts per nine, which is 23%. 2.16 walks per nine, and 213 BABIP, a 2.93 FIP, and a 3.62 SIERA. On the bullpen edge goes towards the Giants. The hitting edge goes towards slightly Miami on this one here. This line moving towards the over tells me that we see some runs in this game potentially, which is difficult sometimes with San Fran. But it tells me I think San Fran is able to put up enough. It tells me that this game has enough variance for San Fran to cover a run line. And so let's take a look what this team total is for San Fran. It is 4.5 at even money. Kind of lean towards that team total over for San Fran as well. I think they get to the bullpen here of the Miami Marlins. I got the Giants run line at minus 120 though.
Let's roll. Not going to differ from the path. We've been doing this all year, continuing the Marlins fade. It's been very profitable to us. Even if we lose a game, it's not a big deal. And we're going to keep running it. So, Giants run line. Is this a cash cow spot, Nick?
No.
Okay. Just
line's dropped, and it's a 7.5.
Heard. Good to know. But I'm still going to go Giants here. Giants run line.
Sure.
Giants run line. Giants smash spot. Tim, you were kicking ass up a bundle. It was beautiful. No one else thought of it. You're a brilliant idea. And yes, you should stop, take profits, and then still check how it would have finished. But if I was more profitable at the end of the year, then I would have been pissed. So no. I understand what you're saying, but no. Let's go to this game.
We have an interesting matchup for this one here because I'm going to need a little bit of insight on one pitcher, Tim, if you're able to look him up for me. Caden Dana, Cadendana. Caden Dana starting for the LA Angels against Bryce Miller. Line opened up at a 155. It's a 167. Line is opened up at an 8.5. It's a 9. A 9 in a Mariners game. Seattle Mariners. In this game. That tells me there's runs in this game. 79% of tickets, 81% of cash is on the over, and the lines move towards the over. 16% of the tickets and 75% of the cash is on the Angels, and the line has moved towards the Mariners, though. So the sharp money coming in on the Mariners, and the books not caring. Bryce Miller, 2.22 ERA, 0.78 whip, 10.8 strikeouts per nine, which is 32%. 1.27 walks per nine, a 227 BABIP, a 2.57 FIP, and a 2.77 SIERA. The bullpen edge goes towards the Mariners. The hitting edge goes towards the Mariners. 105 WRC plus, which is 15th, compared to 72, which is dead last. I think this is probably Mariners -1 if I'm looking at a spot in this game. I'm just shocked to see the total this high in this game as well. So that suggests to me high variance in this game as well. I'm not betting this game. I don't want to lay this type of number with the Mariners on the road, but the Mariners have been playing a little bit better as of late, and they're starting to make it a little bit more competitive. Granted, they lost last night, but previous to that, they had won 4 of their last 5 games, and they've brought it back within. Oh, it's 5 again because they lost last night and the Astros won. But they've been playing a little bit better as of late. Granted, they've played shit teams, but they've been playing better as of late.
By the way, the starting pitcher, Caden Dana, was an 11th round pick in the 2022 draft out of high school.
What?
Welcome to the LA Angels. But
So this kid's 20?
He started the year in A-ball. Started last year in A-ball. He pitched in Double-A this year. He started 23 games to a 2.52 ERA, 135 and 2/3 innings pitched, 147 strikeouts. So he's been solid in Double-A, but that's Double-A. I'm not going to go after him. I'm not going to touch this game because I want to see what he's got first. I think I'm going to probably go after the Sunday night baseball game, and that's about it to end the night.
Yeah. One thing to also keep in mind with Caden Dana here, and I'm passing on this game, but the only reason why I can look only Mariners in this spot, look, what's today, Tim? It's September 1st. You know what the MLB does on September 1st? Expanded rosters.
Oh, good point.
For me, if a pitcher is making his debut when they just open up to expanded roster, he's fade or nothing. That's a fade pitcher for me, if anything. So no interest for me here. But I can only look Mariners, maybe a Mariners team total.
I got you. All right. Seattle smash, Mariners run line. F the Mariners. Terrible loss by Seattle last night, blowing 3-run lead. Munoz gave it up. Might be the dagger for them. That's definitely not ideal for Seattle if they want any shot, which I don't think they have a shot anymore at the division. Did you guys do NFL futures tickets? I have one on the Ravens to win the Super Bowl.
I was looking at a couple spots, just nothing that I was really particularly interested in. I didn't place any wagers yet. Whether or not I do or not, it's another question. If I were, I'd be looking at the Panthers over 5.5 wins. I kind of like the Saints under wins. I like the Vikings under wins. I'm trying to remember the other ones I was kind of leaning towards. I like the Lions to win the division, but they're the favorite in that division. What else was I looking at? I'm trying to remember what else I was trying to think of there. The more and more I look at it, the more and more I like the Jets. I know that sounds crazy, but they got the best defense in football. And if they can get halfway competent quarterback play from Aaron Rodgers, they're a playoff team. So I thought I was going into the season very, very low on the Jets. The more and more I look at them, they've got an amazing defense. If only they had anybody other than Robert Saleh leading the rush, leading the team, I would look towards playoff futures with them and win total over with them. I'm not high on the Dolphins. I'm not high on the Bills. I think the Bills take a step down. So maybe Bills
I don't think
under.
the Bills take a step down. I think a lot of people think the Bills take a step down because, they lost this guy. They lost. They still have a solid offense. Their defense is still going to be good.
Yeah. I think if he stays healthy the entire year, the Bengals win the division. Joe Burrow, if he stays healthy. If not, then I think the Browns are very live for that division, personally.
I think the Ravens win the division.
I'm trying to think of what else I was kind of looking towards. Yeah, I didn't bet anything, but those are kind of my first thoughts and looks.
Julio Rodriguez over hits. Good luck. Turner Polanco hit parlay. Dana under Ks. And speaking of NFL, Jets, Niners under 44. A lock. Book it. You heard it here first.
I like the Jets in that game. I like the Jets a lot in that game.
I like the Jets in that game too.
Plus 4, plus 4.5 or whatever it is.
Yeah. Well, let's jump into this game.
Yeah, we have the Arizona Diamondbacks and the LA Dodgers. The Diamondbacks favored in this game total of 9.5. Line opened up at a 115 to 111, so we've had a slight move towards the Dodgers. Not surprising that people want to bet the Dodgers as dogs. Total opened up at a 9 at -120, got up to a 9.5, and now it's down to a 9 at -112. So move towards the under here as well. 91 and 90 on the over, 58 and 56 on the Diamondbacks in this game here. I've already moved on the Diamondbacks at -115. Let's get into it, though. We have Brandon Pfaadt taking on Justin Robletsky. And for me, Robletsky is not a major league ready pitcher yet, personally. We last saw him on August 16th, so it's been a few weeks. He gave up 4 runs on 4 hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, and 5 innings pitched against the St. Louis Cardinals. One thing I'm kind of surprised with is that they're pitching Robletsky in a game where I want to look at one thing real quick here. RotoWire bullpen usage. Because bullpen usage for the Dodgers has got to be off the charts right now. Because Clayton Kershaw gave him 2 innings, and then Gavin Stone got lit up yesterday. This is a taxed bullpen, and maybe I go back to that team total over as well. Joe Kelly will not be available. He threw 46 on Friday. Anthony Banda has thrown 42 within the last 4 days. He pitched 3 games in a row, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Brent Honeywell threw 35 yesterday. He won't be available. Daniel Hudson threw 18 on Thursday, 15 on Friday. He won't be available. Blake Treinen threw 15 and 17 on Thursday, Friday. He probably won't be available. Evan Phillips has pitched in 3 of the last 4 games. Michael Kopech has pitched in 3 of the last 5 games. He has had a day off, though. He only threw 18 pitches on Friday and 11 on Wednesday. So probably Kopech's available. Michael Viesa is probably available. He threw 15 on Friday. Ben Casprius is available. He threw 12 yesterday. And Ryan Brazier threw 7 on Friday. So the pitchers you probably have available are Michael Kopech, Alex Vesia, Ben Casparis, and Ryan Brazier for this bullpen. Maybe Daniel Hudson's available. I don't think so. Maybe Blake Treinen's available. I don't really think so. Brent Honeywell definitely is not. This is a bullpen for the Dodgers that is torn to shreds right now. And I will look to back the Diamondbacks here. And I kind of lean Diamondbacks team total over again because I think they are able to get to the Dodger bullpen. So Diamondbacks for me, this Dodgers bullpen is absolutely taxed, and I think that's going to cost them here.
I feel like it's an over or nothing. I mean, I'm not personally going to go after. I'm not going to bet the Diamondbacks at a minus money price. I don't think that's worth it at all. But if you think the Diamondbacks are going to get to the bullpen, not a bad spot to grab an over here. And I think that's what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to go after the over in this game. As I think Arizona can get to them, but I'm also going to say that the Dodgers can hit a little bit as well. So I'm going to go ahead and take the over in this one, Nick.
Yeah. Also, it was a reference earlier. I believe Mr. Number said it's Bloody Sunday or whatever. The Dodgers are a dog. Easy money, right?
Totally. Back to the chat, and then we got one more game to talk about. Jets are going to eat up Purdy, no Trent Williams. I hope so. Thanks, guys. About to figure something out. Over. Carroll, inside the park, home run lead off hit, not bad. Jalen Hurts, touchdown in Brazil. I kind of lean Packers for that game.
I have to take a deeper look in that game, but my numbers like the Eagles will book.
Over 9.5. What can I say about the Dodgers? Your Dodger fate has been a failure, Nick. Makes no sense at all. They are healthy now with the best offense in the MLB. They just out hit everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, it hasn't worked out, but at least he's going through with it. He's not a quitter.
Mama ain't raised no bitch.
Both teams over 4.5 runs. I could see it. Cohen blew it with Ohtani. He should have given him a blank check. The guy is unreal.
I'm pretty sure they offered him something.
Yeah, I'm not.
He just wanted to join the super team in LA. I mean,
he just wanted a ring. That's all he wanted. He wants a ring and obviously a shit ton of money. Carroll hit. McCarthy hit parlay. Update. My God, just one Saratoga at 7-2 odds. Hell yeah, dude. Love to see it. Jock Pederson playing shit. Gurriel home run. McCarthy home run. Ride it. Final game of the night, Sunday Night Baseball, Nick. And this series
Let's
has
get into
actually
it, yeah.
been kind of nice.
I feel like I've had a decent read on this series because I would have lost game one. I leaned towards the Braves game one, but I don't remember what I did game two, but we had the Phillies -1 game three. Let's get into this one here. Spencer Schwellenbach, Aaron Nola. Line opened up at a 143. It's down to a 133. Line opened up at an 8 at -125. It's now an 8 at -111. So a move towards the under and a move towards these Braves in this game here with, let's take a look, 19% of the tickets and 49% of the cash is on the Atlanta Braves. So sharp money coming in on the Bravos, 61% of tickets, 52% of cash on the over here as well. Spencer Schwellenbach and Aaron Nola. Schwellenbach, a 3.07 ERA, a 1.09 whip, 12.89 strikeouts per nine, which is 35%. 2.45 walks per nine, a 3.18 BABIP, a 2.56 FIP, and a 2.58 SIERA. On the flip side, Aaron Nola, I'm not a fan of Nola. 2.7 ERA, 1.47 whip, 6.9 strikeouts per nine, which is 18%, 2.4 walks per nine, a 3.48 BABIP, a 4.27 FIP, and a 4.46 SIERA. Not looking particularly great. The bullpen edge goes towards Atlanta. The hitting edge goes towards Atlanta. 100 WRC plus, which is 18th, compared to 95, which is 23rd. Give me the Atlanta Braves here to split the series against the Phillies. For me, I'm a Schwellenbach fan, or not a Schwellenbach fan. Schwellenbach is somebody who could make my rotation. Like, if Nick Martinez gets bounced, I think Schwellenbach goes in. Because I've backed him plenty of times this year, and he's treated me pretty well. And I think he goes out here, he pitches well. The Braves are coming in off of getting shut out yesterday against the Phillies. And I see this as a close competitive series, and I think it could split. I wasn't somebody who – I think I've leaned Braves 3 of the 4 games in this series. And you're getting the Atlanta Braves at +120 over on Bet365. I'm going to take Atlanta to end the night here. And I'm getting a plus price tag with, in my opinion, the better pitcher. I like Schwellenbach better than I like Nola right now. And I'm getting the better bullpen. I'm getting the better offense right now because the Phillies are struggling against, I believe Schwellenbach is Schwellenbach a lefty? No.
No,
the Phillies are struggling against righties. They're hitting lefties really well, but they're struggling against righties. And for me, I think this is all adds up to the Braves winning this baseball game. And at +120, I'm going to take a shot here with Atlanta to end the night.
All right. We'll finish off the night by being against each other. Give me the Phillies. But I was also one of those people that said Phillies take the series. I thought the Phillies had a chance to sweep the series. But 3 out of 4 wouldn't be too bad either. I just, with last weekend, how Atlanta looked so good against Philly in Atlanta, Phillies look good at home. And it's just been two teams that have been really, they whenever they play, wherever they're at, most of the time, whoever's home is taking the series. And that's what I've kind of seen here. I'm taking the Philadelphia Phillies money line to end the night. I got around -136. I know, a little bit juicy. But when it comes to these two teams, I don't want to be laying a run line just because most of the time the games don't end up with run lines. So for me, I'm taking the Phillies today on the money line. A little bit juicy, but I'll take it.
One thing I'm going to put out there real quick is we've seen the Phillies and the Braves play in the playoffs the last 2 years, and the Phillies have won both those series.
Yep.
When these two teams match up in the wild card, the 3 versus the 6, the Braves are going to beat the Phillies this year.
Yeah, I have a feeling
it's because people are way too high on the Phillies, and everybody thinks the Braves are dead.
Mm-hmm. I agree. If these two teams play in the playoffs,
the Atlanta Braves will beat the Philadelphia Phillies in the playoffs.
The Atlanta Braves will beat the Philadelphia Phillies if they play in the playoffs.
And I was heavy opposite side last year.
Yeah. Dodgers are going to flame out in the playoffs. I hope so.
Boom. Yeah, they are. Especially if they get the Diamondbacks or the Padres.
Yes. Putting Ohtani as your leadoff hitter was a brilliant move. You have to pitch him with Betts and Freeman behind him. Okay. You could be saying the same thing, saying Freeman as a leadoff hitter would be great. or Mookie Betts as a leadoff hitter would be great.
When you spend $1 billion, yeah, you're gonna have good players at the top of your lineup.
For real. That's why honestly, you could interchange Betts, Ohtani, and Freeman 1, 2, 3 any way in the order, and it's a good order. So Phillies -1.5. Phillies should be favored more -135 after a shutout. I don't know about that. Nola, and then you like the Eagles. Or the Phillies. But that's everything for today. That's all the games. Once again, our full recap. All you got to do is follow us on CapperTek, and you get everything that we've bet for today. So go on to CapperTek, make an account, go and follow us. It gives you, Nick, does it automatically give you a day free?
No. The reason you have to follow us in order to do that is because we need to know your username for starters for it. And we go, and the way you do it is I would go into my customers access / followers. I would take a look at my followers. I can copy and paste your name. And then, because on the bottom it says manually add access. I need your username in order to do that. And I will only add people who are following me to do that.
There you go. But we figured you go over to CapperTek. There's Nick's, and you'll be able to find thing. Wrench, did you trick me into coming here, Timothy? No, I didn't. You got to behave, though. You gotta behave. But yes, I'll be nice to you today. Now, this is 446. Don't let this power get to your head. Because this can easily be taken back away. Okay? Behave yourself. This is probably a huge mistake. There you go. It's probably a huge mistake. But that's where all the recap is. Make sure you guys are following all the social medias, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all of them linked down below. And we'll allow you guys to, if you guys are able to follow all of us, we appreciate that. Always behave. No, you don't. Don't even do that. That's going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. We'll be back again tomorrow with another one. Peace out, guys.